Mm. All right then, there we go. I'm live. Oh my, holy fuck! It's been so long. Yo, I'm back now. Finally, after I don't know how long. It's been way too long since I've done this on YouTube. I'm so used to doing this on Twitch, but anyway, I'm back now. Got my computer back. Got a new computer finally, so I set that up today, and now I'm live again on YouTube. So now I can go ahead and go on here and just fucking rant, rave, bitch, moan, do whatever the fuck I want to do without being bitched at for it. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I don't know. I just miss going live on here and just venting, ranting, and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm back now after God knows how long. I can't remember the last time I did a stream like this here on YouTube. Not talking about my Twitch. I'm talking about YouTube. It's just so weird, being back after God knows how long, several months probably. I don't know. I'll have to look back and see. But yeah, I'm back now. Let's see here. What's the day? The 9th, right? Today's the 9th, right? Let's see here. 21, 22, 23, 24. I don't know, 20 some days before Resident Evil Village finally releases. So less than a month. I ain't got to wait too much longer. I already secured my pre-order for that. I did that. When did I do that? I did that last week. It's about a week ago. Last Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, I believe. I'm not 100% positive on that, but it's been at least a week. So, yeah, I can't wait to play that. I'll be able to preload it on the 5th. So 2 days before it releases, and then I'll be able to, pre-upload it or whatever the fuck, preload it and then download it and install it and then play it. But obviously I'm not gonna play it first thing though, obviously, because by the time I download it and install it fully, it's probably going to be pretty late, I would imagine. But that doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I'm going to be able to play it here fucking real soon. So I'm really looking forward to that. What else is going on? I recently found out that they're doing a remake of The Last of Us for the PS5. How that's going to work, I have no idea. I don't know if they're going to do it from the ground up or what. I have absolutely no idea how that's going to work out. And I'm like, why do that? The original one is like kick ass. I don't know how you can perfect that. I really don't. I don't know why you would. I mean, it's like the only issue that people had was with part 2, which I totally understand, after I played it, but I wasn't going to sit there and bitch and complain like every other moron was. I mean, yes, we're all entitled to our opinions, but man, that's all I saw on fucking YouTube when that first came out. It's like, oh no, yeah, no, we're so ass hurt over this whole thing. And they just wouldn't drop it. They just kept on keeping on. They just wouldn't. They were a bunch of damn pit bulls. But anyway, that's not the fucking point. I don't give a shit about that. That game's been out for over a year. So, or almost a year. I'm sorry. It won't be a year until June. But so anyway, it's been out for almost a year. So it's been out for what? Like, what is it? 10 months, right? Yeah, about 10 months, give or take. So anyway, my point is that, apparently Naughty Dog wants to remake the first game, not the second game, the first game. Why though? I don't know. I mean, they, obviously they did it on the PS3 first back in 2013. Then a year later, they remastered it for the PS4. And now they want to remake it entirely for the PS5, which I don't understand why. I'm like, wow. I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to go and they're going to get like new voice actors and shit or what? I'm like, oh my God, why? You don't do that. No, just don't do that. I don't want them to fucking remake The Last of Us. The Last of Us was a spectacular game. You know, it was fucking awesome. So I'm like, I mean, I don't mean to sound like I'm whatever, like totally against it. It's just that I'm skeptical. I have my doubts. I personally don't want them to do it, but I mean, nowadays they're fucking remaking absolutely everything. Remaking movies that they shouldn't fucking touch with a 10-foot pole, but Hollywood's too busy sitting on their ass because doing absolutely jack shit because they don't have a working brain because they can't think of anything original anymore. It's always the same shit. It's like, oh yeah, no, let's remake this, remake that, remake this, remake that because we're a bunch of lazy fucks. And we're Hollywood, for Christ's sakes. We should be able to think up original ideas. I'm like, Jesus, make up. It's like the video game industry is becoming what Hollywood's becoming. Not, failing at originality is my point, is what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. So overall, I'm extremely skeptical about The Last of Us being remade, not remastered. I don't know why they'd want to remaster it a second time. They already did that for the PS4. I mean, I just don't see how you can remaster something again. I mean, I get it, like Capcom did that with what was it? Resident Evil, Resident Evil originally came out in 1996. Then they remade it in 2002. Okay. For what was it? What they made? What they remake that for? They remade that for what? The GameCube, right? Yeah. Back in 2002. They remade it for the GameCube. And then what happened? They about 13 years later, back in 2015, they did it again. But they remade it for what was it, like, the PS3 and the PS4 and that, which I played. I played the original Resident Evil. I played the 2015 remake of Resident Evil, but not the GameCube version. I did play Resident Evil 0 though on GameCube, obviously, because that's what it first came out on. And then I got it for my PS4 some years later. So, and then what they do? They made Code Veronica X, or Code Veronica, for Dreamcast first, back in 1999, right? And then they did it again. They made it again for not a remake, or I don't know, maybe a remaster. I have no idea. But they did it again for the PS2, and then eventually the PS3, and then eventually the PS4. But people are still wanting a remake of that, and I'm like, I don't know, because they've made it for pretty much every console on the planet, pretty much. So Dreamcast, PS2, PS3, and then PS4. And obviously, I'm sure Xboxes and so on and so forth, and obviously PC. But I mean, like, there's only so many times you can remake or remaster something. It's like, yeah, stop beating a dead horse. Move on to something else. Stop rinsing and repeating. I mean, like, let's see. What else? Let's see. I don't know. I mean, if they really were going to remake Code Veronica or Code Veronica X, whatever, you'd think that they'd do that by now. But obviously they're not going to, because they're working on other projects. And I've told people that. I'm like, but they can't seem to get it through their head. I'm like, oh, no, no, man, remake it. I'm like, dude, shut up already. They've ported it how many damn times? Like I said, they made it on the GameCube, or sorry, not the GameCube, the Dreamcast back in 1999. Okay. And then they made it for, PS2, February 3rd of 2000, which is when it came out on the PS2. And then they did it. It came out on the PS3 and 4, and then the PC and so on and so forth. So they've made it and ported it pretty much everywhere. So, and as a whole, the game's been out for over 20 years, 22 years to be exact. It'll be, no. Well, I mean, on PS2, it's been out for 21 years. 21 years and 2 months. So, but as a whole, it's been out for, 20 some years. 21, 22 years. It's like, bro, just let it be. Just let it be. Let it be. I really don't see them doing a remake of it at all, like ever. If they do, it's probably not going to be until like late 2020 something. So until then, people need to stop complaining and stop whining and stop screaming for something that's obviously not going to happen for another, I don't know, God knows how long. I genuinely have no clue. It may never happen. I mean, because, like I said, Resident Evil Village is coming out pretty soon. It's coming out in less than a month. Like 28, 29 days? Less? 20 some days is my point. About 3 weeks and some change, essentially. And then there's, they're even talking about doing Resident Evil 9 and shit. And it's like, wow, man, Resident Evil Village Resident Evil 8 hasn't even come out yet. And they're talking about a Resident Evil 9? Oh my God, how? I mean, I get it, Capcom has a bunch of projects in the works and so on and so forth. I get that, I understand that, but it's like, man, hey guys, come on. Work on one project and then see how it does, and then go ahead and proceed with any other projects you have going on. I mean, I know, you got to be like a few steps ahead and so on and so forth, but it's like, take it slow, man, one step at a time. Don't rush stuff. I mean, isn't that kind of what they did with Resident Evil 3's remake? And then people were bitching about that too, because they cut out a bunch of shit. I'm like, the sewer, or not the sewer, the park, the worm in the park, I don't know. Apparently Capcom cut out a bunch of shit, and people were in an uproar and bitching and moaning about that. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You guys don't work for Capcom. There's nothing you can do. Your bitching and moaning isn't going to stop them from doing what they want to do. So, it's like, just get over it, man. Let Capcom do their thing. And I'm even hearing people wanting a Dino Crisis remake. I want that too. I'm not going to lie. I want that too. I remember playing the first Dino Crisis as a kid. I don't know. I can't say anything really for the rest of the other ones. The rest of I've seen, like Dino Crisis 2, and if they made a third one, may have seen that one too, but nah. For me personally, the first game was the best. I don't know why they went about the way that they did with the Dino Crisis 2. I'm like, why? I don't know. It's just not. I have no clue. They just don't do games the way they used to anymore. Which I know is the point, because it's it's 2021 now, you gotta, you have better graphics and so on and so forth. You got to do remakes for stuff or sequels, and stuff like that. I get that. But, for me, I'll always love the first Dino Crisis. I don't know about the other ones. Like I said, I actually seen gameplay of Dino Crisis 2, and I just couldn't. I don't know. Or am I thinking of Dino Crisis 3? Whichever one Regina wasn't part of. Okay. That might well, how many? Why? How many they do? They do 2 of those or 3? I don't know. My point is that whichever one did not have Regina in it, they shouldn't have done that without Regina. It's I don't know. I just didn't care for it. I prefer the first game over the rest of them. But let's see here. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of people are pre-ordering their copies of Resident Evil Village, though. It's pretty cool. It's all over, it's all over YouTube and shit. So many people are pre-ordering their copies. I mean, obviously they've done that. They started doing that like months ago, Just like, all right, cool. I didn't do that though. I didn't pre-order mine that early, that soon. I waited until, April. Or what, this month to do it. I wasn't gonna, do it so far out and then sit with my, sitting on my hands like, what the hell am I supposed to do? It's just not me. I like pre-ordering shit like soon, closer to release. I know I did it in, a month in advance, but hey, I had the chance, so I went ahead and took it because I don't know when I'd see, or rather, I didn't know when I'd get another chance. So I went ahead and just was like, hey, I'm going to just do it now. I have the chance, so I'm going to do it now. So all we got to do is wait another, let's see. About 3.5 weeks or so. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, hey, sorry. Wait, before I take off, I don't know why, but Capcom is adding another freaking multiplayer game to Resident Evil Village, RE-verse or whatever the hell that's called. I'm like, I don't know why Capcom is fucking shoving this online, this multiplayer shit down our throats. They did that with Resident Evil 3. They're doing it again with Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8 or whatever the fuck. It's like, why are you doing that? Why? I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not touching RE-verse with a 10-foot pole, man. Resident Evil is perfectly fine as a single-player game. Granted, I know Resident Evil 5 and 6 were co-op-y online shit, but you didn't have to play with a partner. You could just play by yourself. But if you were going for like all the achievements or all the trophies like I did, and you're playing on pro, it's best to have a human partner. Whether you're doing couch co-op, at home, or if you're playing with a friend online. Because believe me, doing pro by yourself with just the AI, it's strongly, strongly voted against for me personally, because the AI on there is dumb as shit. So it's best probably to have a person who you can do like couch co-op with, or you can do a session online with somebody. At least your co-op partner will listen to you and actually do what you need them to do, instead of the AI dicking around the whole time. I'm talking about for like during the fight between Wesker and Jill, right? Okay, when you have to basically weaken Wesker enough so that he'll leave, and then you have to fight Jill, and then get that red ruby thing off of her, or that mind control thing off of her chest. On pro, that part was a pain in the ass. I seriously, I couldn't do it by myself on pro. I literally had to have a co-op partner. But Anyway, my point is, I don't know why Capcom is still shoving that stupid ass on those online games down our throats. Like I said, they did it with Resident Evil 3. And I will admit, hey, I played some of it, yeah. But that's because I had, a group of friends to run it with, but then we eventually stopped doing that, We stopped playing it. We stopped playing what was that? It was Resident Evil Resistance. And it's like, I played it. I played it for a while. I got like about a little over a quarter of the trophies on it. And I was like, okay, cool. Hey, this is fine. This is kick ass. I can, I actually did pretty okay too. I wasn't terrible. I mean, after I got the hang of it and all that, but I was like, hey, this isn't something that I can really sit down and commit to compared to the actual Resident Evil 3. Because me personally, I don't always like to do online stuff, because it's like, I mean, my friends and I, we don't really always, link up, consistently anymore because, they're obviously doing other shit, playing other games or doing other stuff. I get that, that's why. But in general, I prefer to stick with, single player games and so on and so forth. That way I can focus on what I need to focus on instead of having to rely on these randoms or my friends to help me with shit. I just prefer to be able to do stuff that I can do on my own, myself, because I'm not one to constantly have to rely on somebody, because I mean, I take trophy hunting seriously. I do. I don't game to game anymore. I don't game for fun anymore. I do. Don't get me wrong. I do. But in the same breath, I game to trophy hunt. I've been doing it for over 10 years and I don't plan on stopping, I've got almost 10,000 trophies to prove that. So overall, I just can't do the whole online games shit when it's strictly online crap. I just can't do that. I prefer games that I can get through or platinum on my own. Because like I said, I don't have friends that I can consistently play with anymore. Because obviously, again, they're playing other games or they're doing PC shit or they're just busy, which I totally get. I'm totally, whatever. I get that, but again, that's why I prefer games that are basically strictly single player. I can't stand doing online shit anymore. So I just stick with single player games like Resident Evil 2's remake, Resident Evil 3's, and so on and so forth. So once Resident Evil Village does drop, I am not going to take part in the RE-verse or whatever the fuck that's called. I'm just sticking with the Resident Evil Village and playing the shit out of that, platinuming it, and then moving on to something else. So I'm not touching the RE-verse. I'm not, because again, I don't have none of my friends I used to play with are, play with me like consistently anymore. I mean, I have some friends that I still play games with, but it's not like on a consistent basis. It's it's sporadic, which I totally understand. Because like I said, 9 out of 10 times I prefer playing games that are strictly single player. That way I can play them, focus on like collectibles and things like that on my own and just play it at my own pace and platinum it whenever I feel like platinuming it, depending on what the game is. I mean, if it's an easy game to platinum, then sure, I'll platinum it in, say, a few days, a few weeks tops. But if I'm working on something else in between, then it might take me longer. But again, I don't know. I'm strictly a single player guy. I can't do, strictly online stuff because when I play with randoms, it's just like like 9 out of 10 times you got to communicate with them. not, they don't always have a mic and so on. And so it's just a major pain in the ass. And they don't do what you're trying to get them to do. You ask them to do. It's like, like with some games, I try to get in with a random group, and I'm trying to see if they're willing to help me with something. And then they turn out to be not the type of people that I want to work with, because they're not genuinely trying to help me. They're too busy fucking around, and I can't. The type of gamer that I am, I can't do that. I can't sit here and be in a group with the group of people who are just going to fuck around the whole time when I'm sitting here trying to take this thing seriously. And then they're sitting here, dicking around. I can't do that. I come across people like that all the time on Cold War Zombies, for example. I can't. I've come across groups of people who just sit there and dick around in the yard, the opening section, which I understand. Hey, if they're like me, if they're trying to get the achievement or the trophy where you have to, survive 15 rounds in the open area, fine, whatever. Fine. Hey, you want to do that? That's fine. If you want to sit in the main area for like 7 or 8 rounds until you rack up enough points, that way you've got plenty, that way you can open some doors, get your perks, and then get down to the power room and so on and so forth, fine, whatever. But if you're someone who's genuinely going to dick around the whole time, then I'm not going to want to run with you. Because like I said, when I game, I don't fuck around. I'm a trophy hunter. Like I said, I've been a trophy hunter for over 10 years. I don't fuck around when it comes to trophy hunting. I really don't. But anyway, that's here nor there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take off. I just wanted to kind of get my rhythm back on here on YouTube and just be able to bullshit freely, because 9 out of 10 times people don't watch my fucking YouTube videos, and I don't expect them to. This is a platform that I use just to bullshit. I don't care. I'm not taking I don't take YouTube or anything seriously. I don't. I just upload my Twitch streams to YouTube and just basically use YouTube to bullshit. That's all I do. Because and that's fine. I don't care. I just want to have a platform that I can just freely bullshit and not be judged for it. Hey, if I get dislikes or whatever, I don't care. I'm not doing this for really anybody. Like I said, I'm just using this platform when I do stuff like this, when I do streams like this, these live chats or whatever the fuck, I use this platform to either discuss games and things like that, like I'm doing now, or just to bullshit, a lot of people do, but obviously the majority of the people on YouTube are actual, content creators for, doing games, first playthroughs and trophy guides and just walkthroughs and things like that, or just general content creation. That's just not who I am. I was a kid when I made my YouTube channel. So that was a long ass time ago, man. A long ass time ago. But anyway, overall, just want to let you guys know I'm back. And to those of you who are planning on getting Resident Evil Village or whatever, whether you're getting it on Steam, your PCs, your PS4s, PS5s, Xboxes, whatever, I hope to see you guys on the battlefield. But anyway, I hope to see you guys on May 7th when we all battle that lady from hell. So I hope to see you guys then. Hope to see you guys and we all kick ass on Resident Evil Village. Talk soon.